Hey, what is going on, everyone? So in this video, I want to go over two trades that I took today. One of them will be on AMD to the long side, and one of them is AMD to the short side. So I think if I show you guys how I kind of conducted myself through these trades, it could help you guys with trades that you guys take. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you guys hit the like button. Also, almost every trade that I take, I like to post on our private group. So check the first link in the description. It'll be the skool.com link. And over there, you'll find a lot of education and where I post my trades, pre-market plan, all of that good stuff. So make sure to check that out and let's get into the video. All right, guys, so this is the first trade that I took right here. So I seen AMD bounced off of this demand zone right here, and then we started to approach this supply level. So normally we're looking for a rejection of this supply level. Sellers are usually at this area, but we need to analyze the candle because we don't just sell every resistance. We don't buy every support. We see how the stock reacts at that supply level. So AMD comes to this zone, and what do we see? We see this big, nice green candle, and this candle usually tells us that there are a lot of buyers. We can see there's not much wicks or anything like that, and this tells me the buying pressure is still strong, and AMD might want to move higher and go test that 170 zone again. So that is what we alerted to our members. So we said AMD calls once we broke out of this key zone, and that was the trade idea. AMD broke out and we are entering calls at this level. But here is the difference between just buying a trade and having a trade plan, or buying calls and having a trade plan. So what is our stop loss? What is our take profit, right? That is the number one thing that we need to be thinking about. Once we enter a trade, we need to be thinking about where we will exit. So I took a long position, not right here. It was actually once we broke out of that level, about right there. So I take a long position right here, and my targets are the next supply level all the way up here. So this is my main target right here, but I might take some partials on the way up. So one of them might be right here at 168. Let me change it. Let me make it this horizontal line. So one of them might be right here at 168-ish, right there. And then I might take another partial right here at 167, around there. So this is kind of how I do my trade plan. I know I'm targeting the next key zone all the way up here, and I might take some partials on the way up. But more importantly than that is where our stop loss is. So once this breaks out, our stop loss is when this trade becomes invalid. So we're breaking above this key level, and where does this trade become invalid? Right there. So once we reach this level, this trade is invalid. I bought this because we broke above a supply level. So if we start to trade back into this zone that we broke above, once we start to trade back into this area, then my trade is wrong and it's invalid, and I need to exit right away. So that is what I told the team, that we were looking and selling if we get to this level. And now if we see how AMD performed, it started to go higher, but then it dipped back down, and guess what? I'm still holding, and then right there, that is the exact point that I sell, right over there. And why am I selling? Because my trade is now invalid. My thesis was that this thing broke supply and it's going to test the next supply. My thesis, my idea, my plan is wrong, and I need to sell because now that AMD broke this level, what it wants to test is this next level down here, right? And we can see that that is what I told the team, right? So I told them the stop loss is 163.85, and once we hit that level, I said our stop loss get hit and we are out at 163.81. So that is the main reason I made this video, to show you guys how we exit a trade. Once our thesis, our idea, our plan is invalid, it's wrong, that is when we exit the trade. And why do we do that? Because look what can happen if you don't exit that trade. This is what happens. this is what you incur. You incur this huge loss because you did not follow the plan, which was I will sell when I am wrong. But in your head, you feel like you're smarter than the stock market, so you continue to hold. And we have done this many, many times. So that was my first trade on AMD. And I had a second trade on AMD. This one I didn't post to the group only because I'm not a fan of switching plans. So if I go long on AMD, I usually don't like to switch and go short afterwards. But I did do that on this trade only because this strong green or this strong red candle tells me that maybe this breakout is a false breakout and we will see a strong shot back down again. But since I don't like normally taking, longs and then going short, I don't want to alert that to the team, but that is the trade that eventually worked out. And I was able to recover the small loss that I took up here. So guys, that is all for this video. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something from exiting trades and managing risk. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys comment them down below or send me a message myself. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if you guys want to see where we alert these trades, where we have our conversations and educations, make sure you guys hit the first link in the description on Skool.com. And that is all for this video. Peace out, everyone.